I did theater all throughout high school, right? I was in 2 to 3 plays a year. My mom saw one show in 4 years or 5 years.
That was Frankie. Frankie only came to
One.
one.
And
he only came because my mother was like, Frankie, you need to come up here and see this. And he was like, let me fix it. Hello and welcome back. It's week 3 of The Artist's Way. And you believe it? How you doing, Fran?
I can't believe it, but I also am like really surprised at how much of a routine it's becoming on the daily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Week? I have some thoughts this week. I want to highlight some comments before we hop in because the response has been really positive. This is from Court J7387. It says, I had a delayed start with this, but I got so much highlighted and notated. The morning pages are easy because I'm a journaler, but hard because I have to talk myself into writing exactly what comes to mind without thinking about someone possibly reading them in the future. I loved the part about the crazy makers. My eyes went wide with some of those realizations. Ooh, we did not talk about the crazy makers. But the crazy makers, I was reading it and I was thinking, oh, I'm so glad that I don't have any crazy makers in my life anymore. And then I got rid of them. And then I realized I do have one. I have one.
Fran, I felt the same way. I was like, I don't have those people in my life. I don't think I have crazy makers.
But you've had them before.
Oh, I've definitely had them. Yeah. But they stay on red after a while, then leave my ass alone.
Yes,
I do have people that I spend time with, that I give time to, that don't really fill my cup up. And it's not crazy making. I think that's more me being like, I'm going to give you time because you've asked for it, versus being like, that's actually not filling me up. So I'm allowing them to kind of siphon some of my energy, which is a little bit, I think, adjacent to that.
I think that's in the same world. It's I was going to find the actual definition of it, but it's basically like people that are always show up at the exact wrong time to suck your energy and to pull you away from your artistic pursuits. It's like if you have a big presentation, suddenly they're like, hey, can I get a ride? And you're like, I literally, like, they always come up at the wrong time. And so, I was reading it going, I don't have those people in my life anymore. But then I realized I do have one of those right now. And it is so important to protect your peace and to get away from those people and to like stay the course when it comes to your artistic path and passions, because they want to knock you off course because they're unfulfilled and they hate seeing you win and they hate seeing you thrive.
Here's the definition I found it. So crazy makers are those personalities that create storm centers. They are often charismatic, frequently charming, highly inventive, and powerfully persuasive. And for the creative person in their vicinity, they are enormously destructive. Like you said, they're calling when you have a presentation. They're calling you at midnight when they know you have the presentation tomorrow.
They're calling to ask if you could bail them out of jail.
Oh my God. Oh, once and that's it. So I wanted to jump into some other quotes here from this week, because one of the topics that really got to me was shame today.
Yes.
Or this week, shame. I was like, person was talking about crazy makers jumped. My eyes got like saucers. One of the things that she says in this shame chapter or shame section is, making a piece of art may feel like telling a family a secret. Oh my God.
I think I highlighted that too.
Yeah. The other thing that really stuck out to me, this is like me to a T. Adults who grow up in dysfunctional homes learn to use this coping device very well. They call it detachment, but it's actually a numbing out. This is the idea that like you're unable to do the work because like you have to put so many things before it, right? Somebody else before it. A lifetime of this kind of experience in which needs for recognition are routinely dishonored teaches a young child that putting anything out for attention is a dangerous act. I journaled about this all week. I was like, oh God, this moment where, not for nothing, I hate to shame my mother, but I'm just being truthfully honest here. Yeah. I did theater all throughout high school, right? I was in 2 to 3 plays a year. My mom saw one show in 4 years. 5 years. I went to the same high school. That was Frankie. Frankie only came to one.
And then he
and
only came because my mother was like, Frankie, you need to come up here and see this. And he was like,
twisted the arm. Yeah, yeah,
fine. Yeah. And so
yeah.
so was this a new realization, or this really unlocked for you how much that you had been carrying that into adulthood?
The latter. It locked how much I've been carrying that into adulthood, and I think it unlocked the reason that the stifling of completing something, right?
Mhm.
Like the thing that I'll say, the routine every morning, I do my Spanish. I've said it on the pod. I play the piano, and I'm getting better at these things. And I'm like, oh God, I just have been resisting this for so long. Why have I been
Mhm.
resisting it? And I
Mhm.
think there's so much other bullshit in the way. And I
Yeah.
think a part of it is this shame. I didn't get enough. I didn't feel validated enough in my experience with these things as a kid to go,
Mhm.
oh, they're valid experiences, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm
Yeah.
constantly looking for validation for the small things that I do. Please tell me that I'm pretty because
Yeah.
I'm learning how to play the piano, you know?
Yeah. One of the things from the shame section that I highlighted is when people do not want to see something, they get mad at the one who shows them. They kill the messenger. That really spoke to me
Mm.
because, as you remember, Delon, when I was doing Decoded, I dealt with so much harassment. And it has been a long journey for me to unpack how that has affected me,
Mm.
because it was really hard at the time. As you know, I confided in you a lot, and I really didn't talk about it publicly because I didn't want to like attract more negativity. But it really got to me in a sense that like there were times that I've just avoided making things or speaking on certain things because I am anticipating how people will respond and
Mhm.
how they will treat me poorly. And the attacking of the messenger, I got to say it's been so surreal to watch how the pendulum has swung on the internet, where like when I was making Decoded, of course I was very proud of that show, but like I wasn't some revolutionary. Like the stuff I was like, hey, racism is bad. Don't say the N word. Stop killing black
Totally.
people. Like it was pretty tame stuff.
Right.
But now there are a lot of creators, and I'm going to say it, a lot of white creators reheating Decoded's nachos and making getting ginormous platforms, brand deals,
Mm-hmm.
book deals, podcasts. And I'm just like, this is crazy because you are literally doing Decoded 101. I've done this already, but
They
it was
probably
really,
became a social justice warrior advocate from watching Decoded. Let's be honest, right?
I mean, it's crazy. And again, the thing is, it's this idea that like people shoot the messenger a lot of
Yeah.
times. It's not because what they're saying is untruthful. It's that people are angry that you are the one that shed light on something. And kind of how you're having the realization of like how much that's impacted you in adulthood. It's been 6 years since I stopped making that show, but I still carry around some of the residual aftershock of the way that
Yeah.
people treated me when I was making that show.
You know what's
Um,
heartbreaking about that, Fran? If I could just say one
hmm,
thing, the comparison about these white creators, using the same kind of ideas, facts, whatever it is,
yeah.
to make make money connections, whatever. It's just so heartbreaking to me to hear you say that and go, well, it's because you are who you are in your body.
Yeah, of
They
course.
didn't like you doing it, which is just like racist and sexist and
Hmm.
heartbreaking, you
Hmm.
know?
Hmm. Yeah, the other thing that I realized this week that really spoke to me, because I had some challenges this week.
Did
I
you?
felt, yeah, I did. And one of the things that I wanted to mention was that in the growth section, it talks about, growth is 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Remember to be gentle
Uh-huh.
with yourself. A creative recovery is a healing process. You are capable of great things on Tuesday, but on Wednesday, you may slide backwards. What you are learning to do, writing the pages, even when you are tired and they seem dull, is to rest on the page. That really spoke to me
Mm.
because I had so many days this week where I was like, I don't want to write these pages. I was just like, I don't want to do this. And I was just like, ugh. Like, I mean, I was just it was a slog to get through it. And I was
Yeah.
beating myself up because I was like, man, week 1 and week 2, I was like, I'm fucking killing this. And now I'm on week
Yeah.
3 and I'm like, and then I read in the book and it's literally like, this is the week where you are probably like, I'm done. I don't like this. Fuck this shit. I don't like it. And so I thought that was really profound for me. I also, there's a lot of God stuff in
That
week
was
3.
that was the thing I was going to bring up. Yeah.
And I was
It
kind of
hits
like,
hard.
and I
I
was like,
mean, well, and here's the thing, like up until this week, like even in like the kind of introduction of the book,
yeah,
she's mentioning God,
Yeah,
and she's also
yeah.
saying, hey, if God's not your thing, you can call it the universe, you can call it
Yes.
energy. But
Yes.
here it kind of doubles down, especially when we talk about the
Yeah.
detective work exercise. She's
Yeah.
talking about God, 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 God. And again, we can substitute it with something else.
Sure.
But because we are so, dare I say, not I'll speak for myself. I'm anti-religion. I'm very agnostic. I believe there might be a power up there, but I'm okay not knowing what it is. I think religion has done a lot of bad things.
Of harm.
There's a lot of good things for people. Right.
Especially as Black people. Hello.
We'll talk about it. It just, it continues to, right? Blindly continues to, politically even now, right? So I'm not about religion. I'm not about organized religion. But I will say this started to feel like a little propaganda,
a little preachy,
like a little propaganda-y. And I was like, listen, I'm with you, but I think we need to
Julia.
we need to get back to the self-help part of it. What can I actively do? I see that rosary, girl. I need you to put it away.
Yes, and I had meant to highlight. I had seen a comment from somebody about that said that the God stuff feels a little jarring, and at one point she did say something along the lines of like, when I talk about God, I'm not talking about Christianity. And I was like, thank you for letting us know. Again, if that's your ministry, no pun intended, that's fine. But like, this is sold as a book about your creative journey. It's not sold as like a religious journey. So I did kind of like struggle to get through that part of it.
Same.
I will say, again, the thing about the morning pages, did you feel like you got all your morning pages this week?
Yo, I love these fucking morning pages. Yo, they have changed my life.
I just can't get over this as somebody who's been so anti-journal. You've been
the number of people, I mean, adjacent to you, let's just use you as an example. You have journaled and talk about journaling and going back and reading your journals from elementary school and all that stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, that's so great. That's so good. And I've tried it over time, but I've never seen its benefits. I've always been like, ugh, why am I writing this? But because I don't know, it's just probably the era I'm in life, but I'm ready to spew it out.
Yeah, it really has helped me. I did my geriatric comedy mic my stand-up mic this weekend, and it was with the other comedian that I told you like is a huge evangelist of the artist way, and she and I were hosting together, and I did a bunch of new material. And afterwards, she was like, I can see the artist way is working for you. And I was like, really? And she was like, you did all new material. And I was like, yeah, I did do all new material. And I also was writing on stage, which is very not what I do.
Like in real time.
Yeah. So like, I'm very much somebody who like, I almost like overwrite because I've worked in a writer's room and because I've had to write jokes for other people. Like I sit down and write and I'm like, set up, misdirect punchline. And I'm like, there is the joke, right? And sometimes I can get a little too attached to what's on the page. And so I'm trying through the artist way to just be a little more loose, where sometimes I have like the beginnings of an idea for a joke. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I just like got on stage and I was like, I don't know what this is. I'm just going to say it. And then like I said it and I figured it out in real time and I got a laugh from it. And my friend Liz was like, oh my God, all the stuff was so connected. And she was like, and you're really digging into some like interesting personal things that I haven't heard you do before. And I was like, yeah, I really am. Like, it was just so validating. And I really think the morning pages are helping me get there. Even on the days where I'm like, I don't want to do this, something about just like, giving your mind the freedom to process things is you sound so you sound so old.
Girl, I'm in it. I'm in it. No, I'm feeling that in my nethers. Because
Oh my
also,
God.
like, because she talks about that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you're able to put whatever's on your heart and mind
Yes.
out, and
Yes.
then there's space for other shit. There's space
Yes.
for you to contemplate. Listen,
Yeah.
some things that have come, one of the questions that she asked at the end of this chapter, like, was there any synchronicity that happened this week? You know, because synchronicity was
Mm.
something she talked about. And I don't, I, one of my, I'm in the show right now, and one of my colleagues, my coworkers, was like, "Hey, do you want to go to this cabaret bar, this cabaret place room at this bar where you can get up
Mm-hmm.
and sing and whatever. It's live music with a live pianist. It's great." And I was like, "Sure, I'll go." So a few of us went. And I forgot about this room. And then I was like, "Oh God, you can do shows here, can't you?" And I was talking to the other woman. I was like, she was like, "Yeah, I did this Judy Garland thing here." And I was like, "Oh God, you should do it here." She's or Dolly Parton. And she was like, "Oh, I did." I was like, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then my friend Mary Callanan was also talking about it. And I was like, "Oh, this is the universe being like, you great."
This
So
is
I
the universe going, your show is
mm,
supposed to be here.
so I emailed the guy, and I'm talking about doing now. I have to shift some things because it's not exactly what I need
Yeah.
it to be,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm like, "Oh, I've done that work, so now I'm in conversation about that." Right now I'm doing that work.
Wow.
Art, that's the artist way. That's the artist way, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
fucking awesome,
I
dude.
know. I know.
Oh my God. Wait, okay. So what was your artist date this week?
My oh God, so I pulled a note out of your book,
Oh.
or a page out of your book. So where I'm working, they have this like little main drag strip, and there was like a little antique shop, and I was like, you know what?
Hmm.
Let me just pop in here. Let me just see what's in there. And I went in there and just bought a bunch of trinkets, bought a bunch
Yeah.
of small things. Yeah, so I got this notebook there, and
Okay.
it's like a
That is
little.
such a Fran notebook. Wait a
It
second.
is.
Look
It
at that
is.
face. Oh my God. That is so
Oh my God.
funny.
Well, a page out of your whole book, right? That is so
Yes.
funny. That
That's
is
so
totally a
me.
Fran face. But it's
Yeah.
like a weekly, just like little journal where you can track
Yeah.
things. So I
Okay.
track my pages, I track my Duolingo, I track my piano, and it's a way to like start and end my day. What did I do today? Did I go to the gym? And also
Yeah.
plot out my day, right? So I bought that. I bought a
Okay.
couple of
Not
like
you mean
small
a
keys.
bullet journaler. That's what that's
Yes,
called. Yeah.
a bullet journal. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just like went in there and walked around for an hour and put a bunch of stuff together. Like bought some small things for scrapbooking. I don't scrapbook like that, but I
Whoa.
was like, I don't know where this might come of this.
Wait, why
So
are you turning into me?
because I talk, because you're my soulmate.
Oh my God, that's so
Yeah, so it was really
cute.
kind of fun, and I mean, just walking around looking at things and
Mm-hmm.
not really buying everything, but
Mm-hmm.
buying. I bought some cards, for my nephews.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was really kind of cute and fun. What
Oh, I
was
love
yours?
that. I took a ceramics class.
Oh,
Yeah, I just was Googling. I saw a video on my TikTok about someone that took a like a stained glass class here in LA, and I was like, "Ooh,
wow.
that's really cool." So I like went to the website. They didn't have any times available for the day that I had free. And then I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. It was like on a website that was just a ton of different artistic classes in LA. So I just put the day and the time that I wanted to find something. And I found this class and I got to make like a little snack tray that you put like, chips and charcuterie on.
Oh
I just made a little
yeah.
board. It was so fun. There was only four of us in the class, and there was this adorable couple there. They were maybe like in their late 20s. And we just sat and talked. They'd been dating for a month, and when I tell you, Delon, I just felt like an old woman just being so happy. They were so mushy as they were like doing their little clay. It was like that moment in Ghost
Ghost.
where she's
Yes.
like on the thing and they're like helping each other. And I was just sitting there and I was like, y'all
Look
are
at
so
love.
cute. Y'all look at love. Y'all are so cute. And I was like, I like this. I approve of this. It was just this old
And
lady.
they're like, "Who is this woman?"
They were like, okay, grandma. But it was really fun. And what I've worked with clay before, but maybe it was like, I don't know, high school or something. It's really meditative because you're like
Mm.
sitting there and you're smacking it to kind of get it flat, and then you're rolling it, and then you're making it into a little shape, and then I put little designs in mine, and it was just like class was 2 hours. It went by like that,
Mm,
honestly.
wow.
It really did. We got to pick out what color we want to have them glaze it for us, and we'll get it back in like 4 weeks. I'm really excited to get it. I might use it as a snack tray. I also might just use it to like put jewelry on because it just
Yeah.
has like a little bowl. It's like a little flat thing with a little bowl on it. It was so fun. And I'm definitely gonna go back to that website and see what other classes they have. It was only like $30. It was
Are you
totally
serious?
worth it. Yeah, it was
Wow.
awesome. Like I honestly, I'll put a link to it in the description box because the site is nationwide. Like you can
Oh,
look up
wow.
classes anywhere, and it was totally worth it. I saw a class that's a graffiti class, and I was like, now wait a second, I might learn to do some graffiti. That's like very, I love like hand lettering and
I was like, girl,
drawing
don't
and
get
stuff.
arrested now. Wait a
I'm sure they have like a real wall. Like I get there and they're like, everyone put your masks on. I'm like, oh god.
Listen, class. If you don't know Fran, she is a brilliant artist. But during the shutdown, she painted her entire apartment.
Yes, I did.
You're gonna redo that whole fucking apartment in graffiti.
I mean, I don't know if that's the vibe, but like, I don't know. Like, there's so many cool all over LA graffiti where it's like
Yeah.
real art, and like I love lettering so much, and like I
Mhm.
love when it's like someone's initials or like a cool word or something, and it's just a medium that I've never explored before, and I was like, this seems really fun. So I don't know. I'll see what my schedule allows, but I'm excited to just kind of keep exploring.
I
Did
love
you have any
that.
challenges this week?
I struggled to think about what I was gonna do for my artist day, and like also
Mm,
figure, so like the idea that I stumbled upon that
antique
little
shop?
antique shop was really nice. I mean, I struggle with the God stuff, like I said before. One of the things that I actually have a question for you adjacent to this, but one of the things that I was like kind of struggling with was I didn't do the like short walk in week one that she
Mm,
suggested we do as like a task. And so I was like, you know what? I live by this beach and I had taken a walk by the beach before. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go by the beach. I'm going to walk
mm.
by the beach. I walked for an hour, 4 miles, no technology on this beach, just
Oh,
me and my thoughts and the water and the sand and the
wow.
dogs and the other people walking around. And it was so beautiful. I mean, my legs were killing Grusha to stretch. I'm
Mm,
old, but it was
yeah.
so beautiful to like all the same thing as the pages. I'm putting the shit out there. I'm just letting my mind go, and I'm
Hmm.
walking. I'm sweating a little bit. I'm thinking, just with me. And I was like, God, it's so rare that I sit in silence, that I don't
Hmm.
have some kind of stimuli coming at me. I'm listening to a podcast or an audiobook, or I'm reading, or on the computer, or whatever,
Yeah.
music. Do you have any time, do you find, where you are just silent with your own thoughts? Like you're not podcasting, looking at the internet or whatever?
No. I'm pretty bad about that too. I will say I've been driving more with nothing on and
Mm,
using that as my time because I usually listen to like a book or a podcast or music. I've been going to the gym in my neighborhood, and I walk to the gym, and I've been challenging myself to like not listen to any music as I walk there. It's like a 15
mm-hmm.
minute walk, so I'm like, this is my
That's
warm
good.
up, my warm up. I walk my dog, so that's usually I kind of double that up as my walk time. But yeah, I don't do a lot of silent time. And it is something that, well, I will say, Shamika and I always argue about this. Whenever we work, she loves to put music on, and I do not like to
Oh,
work to
really?
music.
Oh, wow.
No.
Interesting.
And the last time we got into it because she was like, I'd like to put something on. I said, no chanting. And she said, why would you say that? I said, because every time you put something on,
Well, you
it's.
are a music snob though, because you be talking about everybody's fucking music. I don't class when we hang out and she's like, put on some music. I'm like, no, I ain't putting on no music, girl. You put on music because I get judged every time I do. Okay, music snob.
When I'm writing, I just don't want to
I
hear
hear that.
words.
I
I
hear that.
can't hear somebody else talking. I'm like, what?
It's a tornado up here, and I'm literally trying to get it to be a single file line.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. But, to your point about just like uninterrupted, just let your thoughts happen. When I'm in here, cleaning and getting ready or whatever, if I'm not listening to music, I am talking. I talk to myself. I'm
I
just like,
well, I do think I'm not a psychologist, but I do think that like the talking to yourself is the brain needing to hear the thoughts because there's so
Mm-hmm.
much happening. And
Mm-hmm.
without the time, I don't meditate like this, right? But without the space and time for silence for the thoughts to actually be thought through, I think that's why I talk to myself too, because
Yeah.
it's like it's got to come out and it's just like blurting out of my mouth, you
Yeah,
know?
that makes
Uh,
sense.
yeah, I don't do it on a regular basis, but man, I can't sit and just like stare at a wall and meditate or whatever. I think
No.
walking really helped, and I did have the stimuli of outside, right? So I
Yeah.
wasn't kind of going blind, but without looking at my phone, without listening to anything, was really really fruitful. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've been trying when I walk flex to leave my phone at home a little bit more, just to be
Yeah,
like, because again, even if I don't have my headphones, sometimes I'm just like scrolling while I'm walking,
yeah.
and I know that that's not good for me. I actually thought about maybe getting a second phone so that I just have a phone for content and then I have a phone for like phone. And I was like, I'm going to take social media off of this phone.
I
you
have
you
one. I have one for self tapes because I didn't want my self tapes on my fucking phone. I mean, not that I'm self taping a lot, but
Wow.
I've had it for years. I've had two phones for years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
We really are soulmates. Yeah. I just was thinking, like, it's such a bad habit that I wake up in the morning and I check my phone and I look at work and I look at social and I just like go in a
Yeah.
cycle. And then I'm like, oh my God, I've been in bed 15 minutes scrolling. Or, I've been dealing with insomnia. And so I pick up my phone and just having a like a dumb phone, so to speak, where like there's nothing on it to distract me, I feel like would just be really good for me. And then yeah, when you got an audition or you need to whatever, I think that I might end up doing that.
Yeah. And again, I solely use it for, I thought I would use it for content, but he's not posting anything
He's
on
not making
social.
content.
You know what? And I've accepted it. I've tried, I've thought about it over the years. I was like, Delon, that's not your remit. You have
Yeah,
other gifts,
yeah.
but it's been invaluable for my self tapes when I'm doing them.
Yeah.
Class, let us know where you had challenges. Some people call them roses and thorns.
Oh
What were your
yes.
rose and thorn for the week with the artist way if you're doing it? If you're new here, it's not too late. Like jump in where
Hmm.
you get in,
It's
right?
not
Where you
too
fit
late. It's
in.
not too. What musical is that? It's
It's
it's not
not
too
too
late.
late. I
I
don't
don't
know,
remember
girl.
what it. I thought I was going to impress you with a musical reference. Yes, but tell us, or you can email us, letmefixitpod@gmail.com. You can send us a voice note. If you
Please
want
do.
your email or your voice note to be anonymous, just let us know when you send that over to us. Congratulations, you made it through week 3, and we will see you next week back here Sunday. Bye.